mitzvot, sometimes they're so endless, and you take something upon yourself, and yet there's something else. And then you go to a lecture and you hear of something that's good to do, and you're like, oh, another stringency, another something to keep in mind, another something that I have to put on my to do list. When is it going to end? It's so much. I feel guilty not doing it, one might say. And if I do it, I have to remember to do it. I have to commit to it. And I don't have such a good track record on how much I do, and if I can dedicate myself to this mitzvah, to this new commitment. We may say that. And the question all comes down to, when we feel, when are we better enough? Have I done enough already? I'm a good Jew. I do so much, a person may say. Aren't I just good enough? And the truth of the matter is, you are so big. You are so extraordinary. You are so powerful that good enough is actually something that never happens. The Torah teaches us that you are not just here just to take space. You don't hear the principles of the Torah because it's good to hear, because you feel warm and fuzzy hearing about our heritage. That's not why we learn the Torah. The Torah is here to teach us how to live today successfully, how to be better people, how to navigate this world successfully. Imagine to yourself a neurosurgeon. God forbid someone may need a neurosurgeon. And he goes to this neurosurgeon who he heard such good things about. And this neurosurgeon tells him, I didn't go to all the workshops, the latest and greatest, all the new tactics, but I know enough. I know enough about the field, and I think I can do this procedure. Would you trust this neurosurgeon? Would you go to this neurosurgeon? And the answer is, of course, absolutely not. You want the best of the best. You're going to travel from one end to the other end of the world to get the best of the best and to get the top doctor giving you what you need. You control the brachot, the blessings in this world. The more you do, the better you are, even if it's a little bit. You are bringing more blessing into the world. A person may say, do I have to do something if it's just adding so much on me, so much strain on me, maybe physically, maybe emotionally, and maybe I just can't? The truth of the matter is, I want to be the best that I can possibly be. I want to be my best. Just because I can't do a lot, it doesn't mean I can't do a little. For example, you hear of someone in the community, or you know of someone as a relative, God forbid, someone is needing you. Someone is going through a crisis, and you feel like, if only I had enough time and resources and financial ability, I can help this person. I want to help this person. But of course, you have so much on your plate. You have a job, or you have a family at home, or whatever it may be. Or maybe you're going through something emotionally that you just have to take care of you first before you take care of anybody else. And the truth of the matter is, you could help too. First, of course, we try to help ourselves and be stable and try to help. But there's always something we can do. If we can't give our time to someone, if we could maybe make a phone call, just letting someone know that they aren't alone. They aren't alone. I recently was listening to Rabbi Manis Friedman, and he gave a talk about uh, a marriage and shalom in the family. And one of the things that he spoke about was a person is sick and prone to diseases, and his immunity system goes down. The doctors are saying now this is because they are alone. When a person feels alone, their body, their immune system goes down tremendously, and this is when their body is prone to diseases and sicknesses, not because they're really sick, But because their immune system goes down, they're trying to treat the illness, but really they're not curing. The person is alone. So if you can't do anything for the person, call them up. Tell them, I just want to say hello. I just want to say, how are you? How are you? Not because I need something, but just how are you? And that's it. How are you? Giving that person the feeling that they are not alone. There's always something we can do. If I can't make the phone call, if I'm so busy, maybe I can pray. We can always pray. Prayer is not underrated. It's so powerful. We can always do something. We can always say a prayer, either in our own words or if we pray from the sitter. We can always do something. The dimension of a true Jew is to truly care about the reality of another person. A person has the ability to deny themselves something for the pleasure of someone else. Why? We are not animals. A lion is a lion is a lion. A lion is hungry. He sees a deer. He doesn't think to himself, wait a minute, she probably has some cute fawns at home and she has to go back to her beautiful family and bring them food and take care of them. And maybe I'll just go on a vegan diet. So I'll check out one of those vegetarian diets, just like maybe I'll just do vegan today or for a little while. A lion doesn't think like that. A lion is not wired to be compassionate, to be more than a lion. A lion wants something, he's going to get it. He's wired that way, wired on instinct. He's created that way. He's not capable to be more. A human being, unfortunately, in the generation that we live in, can also act like an animal. In the generation that we live in today, we hear day in and day out politicians, people who finish college, maybe they finish the top colleges, Harvard, Yale, whatever it is, and they act like animals. They have a mission, they have a goal to put another politician down. They can bring them down with lies, with the worst of of a reality, trying to put them down, trying to crush their lives only so they could look better. This is these are qualities of an animal. You have something in mind, you go get it no matter what. We don't want to live that way. There's a difference between a human being and a human animal. The society today shows us how people are in the top upper ranks of society in the political world are just acting like animals, and we live in this society, like it or not. We're around it. We need to be aware of it, be knowledgeable about it, and know that this is not what Hashem wants of me. This is not what He wants. He wants me to care about the reality of another person, of another Jew. Sometimes we think, how much can I care? There's just so much, and we're going to address that. But I want to let you know, after 120 years, when you leave this world, Hashem, your creator, is never going to penalize you for being taken advantage of. However, if God forbid someone takes advantage of another person, they will pay for it. When we are focused on the needs of each other, it works out beautifully, beautifully for everyone. The Jewish people have a prayer shawl, the talit. If you have 5 or 6 men and one talit, it's very difficult to cover everyone under one prayer shawl. However, if every single person, every single one of the 5 or 6 men is worried about covering the other man, everyone gets covered beautifully. If everyone looks out for someone else, everyone is taken care of. However, a person can say to themselves, the suffering is just too much. Day in, day out, someone is suffering, someone is sick, someone died. How much can I handle? I can't handle so much. And there's an answer to that. Your little heart can't handle so much, true, but we have to remember, your essence is, as a Jew, as a human being, to care, to notice about to care about other people, to notice other people, to connect, and try to respond the best way that you can. And I want to give you A practical tip. You can't care and notice when you're on your phone all the time. Not judging anyone. However, maybe there's sometimes in my life where I don't have to be on the phone. And I'll give you a personal story. A while ago, a few weeks ago, I was in Aaron's Casino Farms shopping with one of my children, my daughter. And it was close to closing time, closing the store. And it was dark. So what happened was, as we're coming into the counter to check out our things, because I'm not on my phone, when I'm out and about, I spoke to the cashier. I said she looked so pretty. And I also said, I really appreciate her smiling. It must be a hard day at the end of the day. And she's smiling. She made me feel good. She appreciated that. She remembered us. At the end of our checkout, my daughter decided to get gum. So the gum was a pack with had a flip on top of it, like an opening. And she was very excited about it. As soon as we came out of the store, in the parking lot of the store, my daughter jumped up excitedly, but she didn't realize that the gum was open and the whole thing spilled, and she was distraught. The store was closing already. We were one of the last people to check out. And she was so distraught. My daughter was almost crying, and the man outside who was working, putting the carts in the right place, he saw that my daughter really just like dropped everything as soon as we came out of the store. So I told her, just go back and tell them what happened. And they saw how she looked so unhappy, so distressed. She couldn't have her treat. And after speaking to the manager, the woman remembered us. Not because we were on our phones, or not because we said hi and we're just another customer. However, I can make a difference in someone's life. I can notice and I can connect. And in this situation, and I actually saw how it benefited us. After speaking to the manager, after my daughter spoke to the manager, they gave her another gum free of charge, and it wasn't cheap. So it was really nice that they did that for us. My message is, please notice, please care. Let's open up our hearts, our minds, and look. We can't look when we're always looking on our phones. I'm going to share with you a story. There was a Rav, a tzaddik, by the name of Baruch Frankel Teumim, who lived in the 1800s. Now, he married, or was planning to marry off his son to a very, very, very wealthy family. And we're assuming that the daughter had exceptional midot, character traits, was a wonderful girl, but the rabbi was not as wealthy. One day, the very wealthy father-in-law was out and about. This is before they got married. Was out and about, and he came into the house of the rabbi, Rav Baruch Frankel Teumim. And he was probably out on business, and he came in and he saw the rabbi was so distraught looking, and he's wondering what must have happened. He's so upset and distraught and looking so depressed almost. And he looked at him and he said, "Are you okay? What happened? You look so upset. Are you thinking to call off the wedding?" And the rabbi said, "No, chas v'shalom, God forbid, I'm not thinking to call off the wedding. Everything is fine. Is someone sick? Is the family sick? Is the chassan sick? The groom? Is the rebbitzin sick? Your wife?" No, thank God, everybody's well. The family is all good." If everybody's good, what must have happened? And the rabbi said, "Nebuch, poor man, it's the shoemaker. I just got a call. They said that he's not going to live. They're trying to give him different remedies, and it looks like he's not going to make it." And the wealthy father almost held back a laugh. This is what you're worried about? This person? Hey, shoemakers are a dime a dozen. Don't worry about it. There's going to be another shoemaker. Somebody else will get hired. At this time, the rabbi said, "Now I want to call off the wedding." Do we know if they called off the wedding? At this point, we don't know what happened. However, the rabbi was trying to teach him a lesson. This is what makes a person money. Just because he's not wealthy, he's not important. A Jew is not important because of his money. A person is important because they're a person, they're a human being. And because he was caring about the reality of another human being, not because of he's a shoemaker or just a simple person in the world. And that's the lesson we need to learn. So I want to share one more thing with you. What happens when you're just overloaded with so much sadness in the world? Every day, every minute. It used to be that years ago, in the 1800s, 100 years ago, people would hear of something if it happened in the neighborhood, word of mouth. They didn't have social media back then or phones. Now, with a click of a button, we know what's happening on the completely different side of the world. We know everything. And you know what? It isn't good for us. Why? Because we're supposed to serve God, our creator, with happiness. And if my little heart is constantly being fed on what's sad, what happened, and we know it's happening. However, the world is so beautiful. The world is so good. There's so much goodness that is happening that we just need to realize and to pay attention to even the simple things. The fly in the room is what I noticed. That's what I'm trained to notice because this is my nature. What's wrong? What happened? What's going wrong in the world? However, Rebbetzin Esther Schwartz shares with us a solution. When you're given so much information, or whether you hear a story, try not to hear as little as possible, as little details. There's two things you can do. Get depressed when you hear something, or you could become callous, which means careless. Oh, another person died. Life goes on, life and death. People get born, people die. Uncaring. Or I could be depressed, sit in one room, hallucinate, try to say that the world is going to end, be afraid of my own shadow. That's not what we want. Yes, I want to be aware, but I also want to do my job in this world. I want to do what I'm meant to do in this world, and I can't do that if I'm constantly being fed sadness. Yes to know, yes to be careful. But if you don't need to know the details of the story, don't know it. Don't know it. And I know it's a difficult balance. And I would like to give this lesson in appreciation of Rebbetzin Esther Bela Schwartz on her insights on Parshat Vayera. May we merit to be granted tremendous clarity on how to balance caring constructively for others versus destructively, and serving our Creator with happiness and enthusiasm. Leah Abramov, Being and Becoming.